Hello everyone, welcome to Chinese Grammar Simplified. My old friend David has studied Chinese for many years, and now he is in China for school. With his awesome Chinese skills, he's happy in every way. But that wasn't exactly the case in the beginning. He used to be shy and somewhat grumpy about things. Yesterday I was talking about David with my students. When I said, 在学校 David 以前谁都不认识，现在他谁都认识。David 以前觉得什么都没有意思，现在什么都很有意思。They all look confused. Can you figure out what I meant? If you're also having trouble understanding these statements, let's look into the Chinese grammar at play here, namely the question word plus dou pattern. In the next 5 minutes, let's learn about the logic of this pattern and about David's transformation in China. Let's start. Back in 2016, in my very first video, I introduced the basic Chinese sentence structure as subject, time, place, verb, and object. The structure applies to both statements and questions. In questions, we just place a question word where the missing information is, and the question word basically work as placeholders for the missing information in statements. Some common Chinese question words are 谁 for who, 什么 for what, 什么时候 for when, 哪儿 for where. Building further on this concept of seeing question words as placeholders, when we Chinese want to express the idea of any or every noun, we creatively use the question words turned placeholders to fulfill this purpose. To accomplish this, we adopt the following pattern. Question words plus dou or ye plus verb phrase. It means any corresponding noun plus verb phrase. You probably recognize that this pattern resembles the lian dou pattern from the even videos. Just like in the lian dou pattern, dou and ye here are interchangeable and you don't need to translate them word for word. We add dou or ye here to signal that question words here are no longer used to build questions. Instead, when used in this pattern, 谁 means anybody or everybody. 什么 means anything or everything. 什么时候 means anytime, and 哪儿 means anywhere or everywhere. For example, if I say 以前谁都不认识 David, the word-for-word translation is before anyone didn't know David. In proper English, it means before nobody knew David. Similarly, if I say 以前什么都没有意思, the word-for-word translation is before anything was not interesting. In other words, before nothing was interesting. It's important to notice that the word order of the Chinese sentence structure mentioned earlier still applies here. And if we're talking about any time or any place, we still need to place the question word turned placeholder 什么时候 and 哪儿 after the subject and before the verb. For example, if I say 以前 David 什么时候都不高兴 David 在哪儿都不说中文 The meanings are before David was unhappy at any time, or David was always unhappy, and David didn't speak Chinese anywhere he went. Now, to make things a bit more complicated, when it comes to any pattern involving dou or ye plus verb phrase, there's always an alteration we need to keep in mind. As we have seen in both of the even videos, when the noun to be emphasized is the object of the sentence, we have to move the object to the front of the sentence before dou or ye. This change is also required in the pattern here. If I want to say, before, David didn't know anyone. David didn't like anything. David didn't want to go anywhere. As you can see in the English sentences, the words we will replace with the question word turned placeholders are all objects here. Therefore, we must move them before the verb and build them as before David, anyone, Dou didn't know. David, anything, Dou didn't like. David, anywhere, Dou didn't want to go. Therefore, in Chinese, they are 以前 David 谁都不认识 David 什么都不喜欢 David 哪儿都不想去 Even though 哪儿 is usually directed to the place where actions take place, here it is used as the object of the verb go, 去, so we will build the sentence as shown here. Now, can you figure out the meaning of the following sentences? 现在谁都认识 David. David 谁都认识 David 什么都喜欢什么都很有意思 David 什么时候都高兴 David 在哪儿都说中文 David 哪儿都想去 The meanings are Now, everyone knows David. David knows everyone. David likes everything. Everything is interesting. David is happy anytime, or David is always happy. David speaks Chinese everywhere. David wants to go everywhere. Hey, old friend, you flattered me. But aren't you forgetting some other question words like how and which? Hey, David, thanks for pointing that out. To answer David's question, in the next video, we will break down how to use 怎么 or how and 哪 or which as placeholders in the question word plus do pattern. See you then. As always, to help you practice, please take a look at the following English sentences and think about how you would say them in Chinese. You can find the answers on my website. If you have any questions about any Chinese grammar point that confuses you, please leave a comment below. For customized Chinese lessons, please reach me at TwinCitiesChineseTutor.us. Thank you for watching.